about him. So welcome to the show, Jonathan Eldell.
Thank you.
All right. Now, so what's it feel like to be an actor? How's it feel?
Well, it feels pretty good. When I first got into it, like before people actually start acting, they have one outlook of what they think it's going to be, and then once you actually start doing it, you realize that it's kind of like the exact opposite, really. But I feel good about what I'm doing, because I'm able to kind of indirectly affect other people's lives, which is something that I always wanted to do, through art in some kind of way. And I think that acting gives me that outlet.
All right, now, the writer's strike is going on right now. Does that affect your ability to get any jobs? Have you noticed any decrease in availability in roles?
Somewhat, but not in the, if I want to go to the independent stream, which is what I'm doing right now, because like you said, the writer's strike is going on. There's not too much work out there. It really hasn't affected the independent film industry or the writers or anything like that, because, it's all local. I do a lot of work in the Youngstown area, like commercials, and we even have a feature film that will be coming out in the spring that I shot in Youngstown. So, it affects me somewhat, for the bigger money type roles, but, I'm still going to keep it pushing.
All right, man. Now, who are your influences in the acting world? Who are your influences?
Number one, I always like to point out Youngstown actor Ed O'Neill. Everybody knows him as Al Bundy.
Al Bundy.
Yeah, I think that he's probably my number one, just because he's from the area that I grew up in, and if he can make it out of there, then anybody else can as well.
Oh, that's a good goal to have. And if everyone that notices a picture of Jonathan Eldell, and I have a few pictures up of him, so you can check that out. Anyone that's online. Now, let's see. Have you met Ed O'Neill?
No, I haven't met him yet, but I'm looking forward to meeting him, though, at the premiere here coming up. So I have not had a chance to meet him yet, but I'm sure I will.
Oh, okay. Now, what have been your most recent roles? Talk about your recent roles you've had.
Okay, the most recent thing I did was, I don't know anybody that has Time Warner Cable in the Northeast Ohio area. I did a commercial for Turning Points Counseling, which is like kind of like a rehab center for people dealing with mental disabilities. I did that. Like I said, I'm in the feature film Fine Tune. I played Clay Michaels. That should be coming out in the spring nationally. I was in I Am Legend with Will Smith, so you guys probably heard about that movie.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I had Sopranos. I was featured on that. A lot of probably smaller films you haven't heard of yet, but hopefully, as I grow bigger, those movies will get bigger as well.
You may have answered this already with Ed O'Neill, but I was going to ask, who's your favorite actor or actress growing up, or right now, or either one?
Well, I like Denzel Washington. People have compared me to him before. I don't really see it, but I like Denzel Washington. I really like Ed Norton. He's probably one of my favorite actors growing up, because about 3 years ago, I wasn't even considering acting as a career or anything like that. It just so happened that I was, pretty much lucky to stumble upon an open call for an audition that they were having in my area, and I actually, went to the audition and got the part. And I don't think that if I had gotten that role that I would have even pursued acting, because, I don't think that initial rejection, I would have been able to take that. But as I've gone along, I realized that, that's a definite part of the business. You're going to get 8 to 9 no's out of 10 before you get a yes. So.
Yeah, it's probably pretty strict in that business. Now, tough question. What is your favorite movie of all time?
Ooh, that is a tough one. There's so many. There's so many. And now, doing what I do, all I do is watch movies and try to learn, my craft a little bit better. My favorite movie all time, that's a rough one. This is going to sound odd, but, I like, some of the older comedies like Young Frankenstein. They're actually doing a play on Broadway right now about that. I don't know. I like Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, like little quirky movies like that.
Yeah, I like that one too. That's funny. Okay, yeah. You don't have to. I guess you don't have to just one. I mean, it's like Pringles. You can't eat just one. You can have like 20 favorite movies if you want, because a lot of them are pretty good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, hopefully.
Now for movies, like the key to movie is location, location, location. I've heard that a few times. Now, is there any place in Ohio that you ever seen you thought would be like a good location to shoot a motion picture movie, or any city?
Oh yeah. Like the movie Fine Tune. If you guys want to check that out, the website for the movie has all been redone now. It's called. You go to www.finetunethemovie.com. You guys can check out what that movie's all about. There's a new trailer up there and everything. That movie was shot entirely in and around Youngstown. I don't know if you've ever been to Youngstown, but there's a lot of historical monuments, and they have Mill Creek Park up that way.
Okay.
And so that
I've never been there. I've heard of it, but I'd like to visit there at some point. But yeah, go ahead.
It's really beautiful. It's Youngstown gets a really bad rap, because of all the past things that have happened. But myself and the people that I've surrounded myself with, we're trying to kind of 180 that whole situation and make this a place that it once was.
Okay.
I was watching a movie yesterday that I got. It's called. It's with Tony Sirico from The Sopranos, and it was Ray Mancini's film. I think it's called Turn of. Have you heard of this movie?
No, I haven't.
I can't remember the name of the movie right now. Let me see if I can find it. But yeah, I was watching that, and that movie was shot entirely in Youngstown and Boardman, those kind of areas like that. It's called Turn of Faith. Is the movie? It's like a mobster type film.
Okay.
And like that was shot completely in Youngstown, similar to how Fine Tune was. And I think people don't realize how much Ohio really has to offer as far as filming locations, because it's not like your New York or your LA where you have to pay ridiculous filming taxes and all that stuff. Pretty much, I mean, you could set up your camera and shoot anywhere you want to in Ohio, and I think people
free of charge, right?
Yeah, I think people need to take a look at that, and I think more and more big time studios are actually. So there should be some more, like I don't know if you knew, but some of the scenes in Spider-Man 3 were actually filmed in Cleveland.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, Cleveland.
Right. So I mean, like I said, big time studios are taking notice of that, and it's a way to make a great movie, get great shots, but yet not overspend your budget.
Yeah, that's important for movies. So, hey, do you have any other talents besides acting that you'd like to share for the internet audience?
I don't know. At least one. I don't know what kind of verbal talents I really have. I've sang before, but I've kind of gotten out of that. You know what I'm saying? I used to be in the choir. When I was in school.
Okay.
And I tried the American Idol thing, and that it didn't really go the way I wanted it to. But it opened up a lot of different doors for me and kind of put me in the position.
Well, you said American Idol. Did you meet the three judges, Simon and Paula and Randy? Did you meet them?
Yeah.
Oh, was it pretty brutal? Like,
no, I was surprised because when I went in there, I was very nervous, and it was the first time I'd really done anything like that. This was back in '03, the second season, and it was the first time I really had ever done anything like that. And I had seen how they just dissect people on the show before. But towards me, they were really nice. Even Simon, I really didn't get too many bad reviews or anything like that. And I thought that maybe I had to the next round, but it turns out I didn't. But like I said, it opened up a lot of doors for me and kind of helped me prepare myself to be in like the limelight or whatnot.
Okay, well that was cool. So what are your goals in 2008, or what are your goals for your career so far? What do you like to accomplish? Oh,
well, my goals are definitely to be, the lead character in a major motion picture. That's #1 goal for this year. And if everything works out, we're going to make that happen. It probably won't come out until '09, but that's my goal for this year.